Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mailsoftly's YouTube channel, the spot where we dish out the coolest insights and hacks to make your digital journey a breeze. Today is a special day because we have someone accompanying us. Let's say hello to Alkan, the mastermind behind Mailsoftly. Hello, Alkan.
Hi, Sheva.
We've all been there, staring at our screens, wondering how can I make these emails pop. Well, today Alkan is here to spill the beans on mail merging, what it is, why it's crucial, and how Mailsoftly is making waves in the game. Alkan, before we jump into the email shenanigans, give our listeners a sneak peek into your world. Who's Alkan, and how did Mailsoftly come to life?
Sure, Sheva. Hi, everyone. Actually, our journey began in 2007 when we first founded our consultancy company. So, actually, we have been in consultancy business since 2007, and we have been giving consultancy services in the fields of employee performance management, HR systems, digital marketing services, and things like that. And last 8 years, we've been creating some internal tools and generally actually to manage our own company operations and hopefully to switch from a service-based company to a more kind of a product-based company. So out of these products, actually, we have created a bunch of different products, but one just came up front, which is Mailsoftly. So Mailsoftly is a free email marketing tool to kind of send emails in a kind of in a newsletter fashion or in a more kind of a personalized fashion. So I've been the founder of our consultancy company, and also I am the founder and CEO of Mailsoftly. I am uh, originally a software developer and engineer, and I love to create products. I love to doing consultancy services too. So and yeah, so we are based in San Francisco Bay Area, in San Ramon, in the East Bay. Yeah, so that's pretty much what who am I? So what we have been doing. Sure.
Yeah, I have been using Mailsoftly too, and I recommend it 100% too.
Yeah,
But like,
in our company, right?
yeah, but I am the user too, so
Oh yeah, sure.
that's an objective opinion.
All right,
But let our viewers try it and say their comments to us.
sure.
Just give it a try. So let's talk about mail merging. Alkan, what is mail merging, and how would you explain it to someone who's new to the concept?
Yeah, so mail merge is actually is a kind of a term used to kind of share a common template. Let's assume that you're creating an email that has a common features, like you're targeting the first name of your recipient and their company names, and maybe you're referring to some kind of events that you just met with them. So all of these things, there's a common template, but according to the recipient's fields, let me say, put it that way, so the recipient's information, this can be different, right? So your first name is different than mine, or maybe we met with you in an event in San Francisco, but with someone else in, I don't know, like maybe in some material stuff like that. And what is mail merging is that actually you just create a common template, but this common template is specified, personalized according to the recipient information. So rather than creating like hundreds of or thousands of emails by hand, you can just use mail merge method to specifically kind of give some variables instead of just putting the actual name. You just give some variables that can pull the data from a spreadsheet, from a database, from a data source on the fly while you're creating your emails. So that's mainly what mail merge is. So in a kind of a nutshell, I can also maybe reframe it as kind of a if you want to send personalized emails according to the contact fields that you have, that means that you are doing mail merge. And it's a very powerful tool because, as we all experience right now, there are a lot of we are inboxes are bombarded with a lot of emails, and we want to just open the emails that seems authentic and personalized. So that's why actually mail merge is very, very crucial, very, very important. Yeah, and we will actually talk about, I think, in the coming minutes.
Yeah, it sounds like personalized emails, right?
Correct.
Okay, so why should someone use mail merging?
Yeah. So let's assume that let's think about it. So you're receiving an email in the subject line saying that, "Hey Shawal, it was nice meeting you in some metro event, and I wanted to follow up." So if you see some subject line like that, you're more likely to open that email, right? Rather than, "Hi, um, it was nice meeting you," or, "Hi, this is my services or product," stuff like that. I'm just exaggerating, but so it's very important to just be authentic, be like specific in your messaging, because all of us know that we are bombarded with emails, with sales pitches every time, with advertisements. So, but as human beings, we value the authenticity. And if we see that someone just put some energy to just create a personalized message, we are more likely to inclined to respond to that. It's like a reciprocity principle, right? So like if someone just requests something politely, you're more likely to respond. You're more likely to reciprocate that. So so that's why actually you have to use mail merge, personalization in your messaging, and it's not just for real. I mean, in our real experiences, we need that. But right now, even with the there will be some new changes in the email world, especially in Gmail and Yahoo in 2024 February. There will be some new measures that will classify bulk emails kind of I mean, they will be more scrutinized in the sense that they may end up being in the spam folders of the users. So the more the message is personalized, the more it's just authentic, the more likely our emails will end up in the inboxes of our users rather than the spam folders. So it's not just the actual need for the personalization. It's also technically too, email service providers will just look into that so that the messaging actually is done properly and more kind of in a kind of respectful and personalized way. So that's why I mean it's so crucial to use mail merging in our emails,
Mhm. Can we
and also
give
in messaging too, and in SMS and everything, not just emails but everything, letters, just regular mails too actually. So sometimes I receive some handwritten mails in our like mailbox. So whenever you see some kind of a hidden handwritten thing, right? So we just get, I mean, I got surprised actually. So I'm more like, okay, what is this? So I need, I just feel obligated to kind of read it and see what has been written, again in the reciprocity principle, because of the reciprocity principle. Yep.
I didn't know that people still send real mails. When you say mail to me, email comes to my mind. And I think most of the people also things the same way too. Can we say that happy birthday emails all are also about mail merging because they're like personalized?
Yes, but with mail merge, we are more kind of. I mean, it's hard to craft um, effective mail merge. It's again, I mean, it looks like it's automatic, but you need to have the data of the specific person. So you need to collect that data, and you need to just make sure that actually those are correct data, so that when you just create your emails, I mean, it should be correct data there. If someone is like like woman or man or woman, so you need to know this, and that should be correct. So it's again, it's a hard process to come up with an effective email merging thing. So for happy birthday messages, yes, but again, just one personalization actually is not that enough, I would say. I mean, it should be more than a couple of personalized touches that's required to be more kind of more authenticity of your emails or messaging.
I ask that because I open my birthday emails all the time.
Yeah,
So
sure. I mean, yeah, birthday emails are fun, and of course, even if it is bulky mail, people tend to open it because they feel good about it. Yeah, and
yeah.
that's a good messaging actually, that companies or people as individuals we should do. Yeah.
They should do more. I have like two or three each year, and it's not enough for me. So, how do you do mail merge on Mailsoftly?
Yeah. So mail merging is, as I said, is about data. So you need to know your recipient's information, first name, last name, of course, email, and some other data like their maybe company name, maybe the the city that they live in, or the event that you just met with them, or any other data that will be useful. Maybe their industry that they work in, or their profession, their job title. It's endless actually. So the more the data you have, the more capable you are in the sense that you can just create more personalized and sophisticated mail merging activities. So mail merge is important because, as I said, I mean, all we need to all we want is actually to be able to see and to be able to read. Actually, we are trying to reach our recipients kind of agenda, or their kind of attention. We are trying to grab their attention, right? Because we are competing with other emails that's bombarded into the mailboxes of our recipients. So in order to just step forward among a lot of this kind of emails, we need to make sure that our messaging is standing out. So as I say, the information that we have is very, very crucial, and it's not going to be perfect at first. Yeah, to be honest, actually, the first time any contacts that you have may have some limited information, but the most important thing is actually to manage those contact information. Because, for instance, we can do it in Mailsoftly. So in Mailsoftly, you import your contacts into Mailsoftly, and a lot of custom fields you can create. We have some default fields, but you can create infinite number of actually contact fields. You can specify like codes, for instance, the latest tweets that they just tweeted or Xed. I don't know what they are using right now, with the rebranding of Twitter. But anyways, so so you can even target that in your emails. So first, you need to come up with your data strategy, and then you need to enrich that data. What enriching means is actually whenever you get more information about your contacts, you need to just feed this data into your database so that you can target in your next mail merge. So contact information, contact management is very important, and that's one aspect of mail merge. It's not just about mail merge, but also trying to better know your contacts so that you can segment them, you can classify them according to your product or services or their needs. So actually, the main idea here is you want to send an email that your recipients want to receive. So it should be relevant, right? So there's no sense to just send emails or messages that our recipients are not interested in receiving. Like, you know, so but how we know that? How we can know that this recipient is interested in our product or not? So that's what ends up being in the it's all has to do with the information, with the intelligence. So we need to segment our contacts, we need to get a lot of information, we need to manage those information. So that's what you can do in Mailsoftly. Actually, in each contact you can have information. You can also put a lot of labels, tags, and also you can just take some notes on each of your contacts. So and the better you know, the better you can just craft your messages. So once you have that information in Mailsoftly, you just compose your message email as in you're doing in Gmail or Yahoo or whatever email service that you're using, and you're targeting the the specific information of your contacts. And also we have, of course, in Mailsoftly we have also some conditionals, because not all of our contacts have the same fields filled. There may be some empty fields. For instance, you may know that I met with this person in this trade show, but you may not have that information in some of other contacts. But you want to still maybe target. You want to still mention that trade show. So let's say that an example. So we met at like Summit Small Business Expo. You can target that. But if it's empty, we met at virtual event, virtual networking event. You can just put that. If it is empty, you can just put something else, or last event. You can just mention last event, some more common arbitrary things, or you can leave it empty. So we also have this conditional fields, and one of the powerful feature that Mailsoftly has is actually you can go over each of your emails before sending to your recipients. So there's our preview feature that exactly shows you how the email will look like in the inboxes of our recipients. So their fields are correct or not, their conditions are correct or not. So if you don't like them, you can just edit on the fly the contact information, or you can just like omit that specific contact if you don't like the message that you just composed because of lack of the fields or lack of information maybe. So there's that feature also being used, because you don't want to kind of, as I said before, you don't want to send some nonsense. If the information is not correct, it can not be good. may not be good. So yeah, so that's the preview feature, and then you can just send it. And what we realize and what stats say us is that actually the open rates of mail merge emails are way better than regular newsletter style emails, because uh, we know that it's newsletter before we open any email, because of the subject line or because of the pre-header text that we can see. So if it is just a text and if it is personalized, the open rates are a lot higher than a regular kind of, I would say like 50% more at least. The open rates are 50% more if we send in a mail merge and in a just text field. So, so this is again an important um, factor that we should just consider about our email marketing strategy. So yeah, so that's how we do it in Mailsoftly. Also, you can also manage your so let's say that you just created some custom fields and you just give them some names, right? So let's say that one of the custom fields that you have, like met at kind of, or reference, referral, who referred to. It is a referral. So you can just put your custom fields, and then if you don't, you can rename them. If it doesn't make sense to you, you can just rename them. You can just manage all your contact custom fields in a separate area in the software. And also in the index view of your contacts, you can just add columns or remove columns if you want to just see the for instance, if you want to see your contacts, the city or state in the index view, for instance, you can also manage the column fields of your contacts. So it's again kind of a um, I think powerful way of managing your contact information in overall.
Because you said that the open rates are higher when we do mail merging, can we do mail merging in our every email that we send?
So yeah, I mean, if you are trying to do some outreach, if you are trying to just get some responses from a kind of a more generalized template email, you must always do mail merge. That's what I think. So if you want to send like an email to 50 people, you should of course use mail merge. So but again, you may just send it like 2,000 people at once or 10,000 people at once, which we don't recommend, by the way, but you can do it. So but in general, if it is a kind of a like a kind of a bulk version of your communication, then you should of course use mail merge.
Mhm. So, since we're going to be using mail merge for sure, what are some commonly used tools or software for mail merging? And do you have a personal favorite? I think I know what's yours, but let's
Yeah,
hear it from you.
yeah, yes. So actually, there's in Gmail too. There are mail merge capabilities. So um, you can do mail merge with a Google spreadsheet, and using Gmail, you can just do mail merge. So in order to do that, there's some kind of a specific notation of in Gmail that you should follow, like the curly braces of instead of putting an email directly into the to field, you just put like curly braces and recipient, and you just close the curly braces, stuff like that. And you need to, of course, link it to the spreadsheet that you have the information of your contacts. I mean, it's very similar to Mailsoftly actually, but what you are doing is actually you're just creating the spreadsheet according to the Gmail format. So like first name, last name, email, and any other information that you may have. So you can also you can do the mail merge like that. And but the thing is actually, so you're just you need to just use their template. Whereas in the mail software, actually you're just free. You can just use anything, any information, and you can just map those fields that you have in your spreadsheet with the you can just match those column the fields with the mail software ones. And so yeah, so you can do in Gmail, you can do in Outlook. But the thing is, actually, the limitation of those services actually is the number of emails that you can send. So, so you can actually there's limitations of the emails that you can send. For instance, in Gmail, I think for one person, um, it's supposed to be around 50 emails per day, stuff like that. So if you're just if your contact list is more than 50, then you should just divide that into some different chunks in order to be able to send from um, Gmail. And also, the thing is, those softwares will not give you if the email is opened, or if any links, if you include any links in your emails, which you should do actually, we recommend. You'll not be able to see if those links are clicked or not. So that will not give you any information about the interaction, the engagement of your recipient. Whereas in Mailsoftly, of course, we have advanced reporting. We will show you, okay, who clicked on which link and at what time, who opened it, who did not, so that you can in your the other email activities you'll know that. So you can just do some segmentation, and you can just maybe do some like intent analysis of your recipients, or or preferences of your recipients. So yeah, so and of course in some other our competitors also have that capability, mail merge capability, but like Salesforce has, of course, and almost all the programs actually, I think, so, have that functionality because it's very pretty basic. But again, in Mailsoftly, actually, um, we just tailored our product according to the mail merge capabilities. So once our users, or you're familiar, of course, but our users just once they use it, they will see that it's like very intuitive. I mean, they don't need to do anything rather than just select the field that they need to just target while composing the email. And also preview feature is very powerful, so that they can just see how the email is constructed for each individual recipient. It's also very powerful. And also the field management or contact management table is also very powerful. And also we have like bulk edit and bulk action methods. So they can just update if any specific condition is met. They can update the whole contact information according to that specific rule. So the enrichment of the data and kind of managing of this data is more powerful in our mail program, our tool.
So it may sound complex sometimes. So I think people might face some challenges. Do you know what are some common challenges people face during the mail merger process, and how can they overcome them?
Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, if we are using the term mail merge, it's more kind of a, like intimidating. It's like a technical term. But at the end of the day, what we mainly do is we just, instead of just writing the first name, we just put like, instead of writing Cheval, we just write first name. And the mail merge actually just take care of the all the other fields or recipients. So the challenge is, of course, the it may be intimidating to use that kind of thing. So they will not know what will be the end email will look like. So that's why actually there's our preview feature. So they just can make sure that, so this is the email that I just constructed with just one email with each, I don't know, like 1,000 contacts, let's say. Let's assume 1,000 contacts. So they can just go over each of them. So, and the other thing, intimidating thing is actually, so what happens if the field is empty? So they'll just put like kind of a, if the first name is empty, you can just say hi. That's it. Instead of hi first name, hi Cheval. If Cheval isn't known, they can just say hi. So they can just leave it empty. Or hi there. They can just put instead of. So those kind of, like maybe programmatic kind of thing maybe may seem intimidating, but they don't need to worry. We have a lot of tutorials, and we have a lot of like support, customer support too. And in Mailsoftly, actually, we go through the a first a couple of email marketing campaigns together, so that we make sure that our customers know our features and how they can use it. So those are the things. And the other thing is actually the challenge. The other challenge is, of course, the lack of data. That's the most important one. So so they need to just know that. They need to just concede to the fact that it's an ongoing process of this data and enrichment kind of things. Activities is an ongoing process. At first, they may not have enough information, but at the end of the day, they need to work on their data. They need to work on their contact data and missing fields, and they need to just come up with ideas to just make it more kind of those fields should be filled with the data that they may just come up with. So yeah, so those are the challenges, I think, is what mail merge is a little bit intimidating, makes it a little bit intimidating.
Sound intimidating, though. So, how do you see mail merging evolving in the coming years, in the future?
Yeah, so of course, the AI, of course, is affecting the as in the all the fields. So the data enrichment is actually is more kind of possible, and in Mailsoftly too, we have AI features. We have like generative AI features, and also in our data features, data management features, we also offer data enrichment through AI. So they may not have some of the information kind of in a structured way. So what we do is, with our AI features, we just we can just come up with their like missing fields. For instance, they just have their email address. Let's assume, just for a pretty basic example. So let's say that there's just an email address that they have in some of the contacts, so they don't know their first name, last name, and stuff like that. So in our data enrichment with AI features, not all of them, but many of them, we can just, of course, manually. I mean, not manually, but the with the AI, we can just come up with their first name, last name possibility. So we automatically can, like cleanse the data or just fill in the data, the missing data, and then we can come up with the kind of, let's say that and there's we also wanna just target if their greetings, for instance. So Mr., Mrs., stuff like that. For instance, we can also come up with the AI features. So this is probably Mr., this is probably Mrs., stuff like that. So those are just they don't need to do anything. Our customers actually. So in the background, actually, our AI just works on this data, and then fills out necessary or possible fields. And also we also give our users, okay, so those are the fields that we just came up. Do you agree with them? Do you want to accept those fields to be filled like that? So we also make sure that it's just AI generated missing fields, so that we just give our users the kind of like an approval process if the data that our system just came up may not make sense, because of course those are pretty new features, and the error possibility is of course always there. So we want to make sure that there's also a kind of an approval process in that.
So I don't have any more questions left. So we can say that's a wrap for today's episode. A massive shout out to Alkan for gracing us with this wisdom on all things on mail softly and mail merging. So I hope you found today's episode as enlightening as I did. I can drop some serious knowledge bombs on mail merging, and I'm feeling supercharged to revamp my email game too. A big thank you to our listeners. If you loved what you heard today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of this digital party. Alkan, thank you again for being an absolute legend with us. Before we sign off, any last words of email wisdom or a sneak peek into what's next for Mail Softly?
Yeah, I mean, thank you for having me, Shawal, and thank you for being a kind of a loyal Mailsoftly user. Uh, I mean, even though you are working together in the same company, but again, it's good that we are using our own software and you're happy with that. And I can just say that I can promise that we're gonna answer your tickets prior. So yeah, so thanks everyone for listening. I hope they found it useful, and yeah, we will just come up with some new videos in the coming days and weeks. Thank you.
Okay. Until next time. Bye.